Karibu Martha. Karibu, karibu, karibu. Why aren't you playing music for Honorable Martha? She comes, jamani. Anguka na. Martha, can you anguka na?
The girl of the moment, bad girl, Millie Odhiambo. All protocols observed. Good evening. Those who sleep at 8, like myself, must be almost dozing off. Or those who lie that they are going to sleep and watch Netflix the whole night. So it is such a great honor and pleasure to be here speaking at the launch of Millie's book. We mentor through interaction, sometimes by people seeing what you do, but writing offers a unique chance to mentor so many and to mentor for posterity. Because those who will not encounter you will still be able to benefit from the book. So mine is to begin by congratulating Millie for achieving this feat. The stories we tell, even the stories, little anecdotes Millie was telling here today about our encounter in court, they reveal our vulnerabilities as human beings. We all have moments we need support of others. And if we were to tell our stories, then we affirm those who listen to it because they know, just like everybody else, each person has their moment of vulnerability. We also don't come ready-made. You have heard part of Millie's journey, which you are going to walk through when you read the book, because the gems she is giving to those who want to be in politics are out of her own experience. So we all learn our trades or whatever it is that we do, including leadership. Every day is the day of learning until we go to our graves. Millie is now a seasoned leader in this country. She started as a young girl practicing law and representing women in FIDA. The person she was talking about was her client from FIDA. And as usual, you face the battles that women go through. Women's interaction and sexuality sometimes reveal themselves. If there is a pregnancy, you cannot deny. But the men, there will be no evidence of their participation. So even when it goes to court, it is the same thing. And because we are brought up to be told that women should not do certain things, you go in there timid and lose your case because you've been unable to present your point. Millie has reason to be bolder than me. The things she can say, I say them, by the way, but not to a crowd like this one. The V word is said. We say it, but not to a crowd like this. Millie has penned it in a book. It's the reality of life. Women in politics go through very rough patches. And to be intimidated by our brothers sometimes, they'll bring issues of sexuality. If we make them taboo, we continue to be intimidated. Bravo, Millie, for telling us it is, because you are deconstructing that weapon of intimidating and cowering women. Now, I've watched, I have listened to the many people who have spoken, and I don't want to repeat what has been said already. But I want to say Millie is a girl after my heart because she's an authentic leader. She doesn't try to be anybody else. She's just herself, the best version of herself. And she is a strong leader. She has developed a thick skin, which is necessary in politics and decision making. Because all those tacos, one has to have a thick skin. And Millie, that is why your 2 decades in politics has now rewarded you with leader of minority, a first in parliament. Those positions of leadership in parliament have eluded women. They are still dominated by men. You check the committees, you'll see almost every other chair is a man. A woman is a deputy. I know I ran as deputy or running mate to Raila Odinga last elections, but I want to here declare that my second name is not deputy. When I run next, do not expect me to be deputy. And for women, let us not accept your middle name to become deputy. It is not wrong to deputize, but that must not be our designated position. We are equal to the task. And by providing this book as a manual for leadership and starting the Millie Institute, is giving so many people an opportunity. We get requests from very many people for mentorship. It is sometimes not possible to take in the many requests. But when there is an institute, whether it is periodical, where there is a formal arrangement, it is possible to mentor so many. From Millie's book and the provocative title, Rig or Be Rigged. Millie is not encouraging rigging. She's just forewarning you that know what happens so that you are able to counter it. As a country, we have a lot to do to make our elections credible, to make our institutions, not just electoral institutions, but our governance institutions credible. By sharing these experiences, it will help us think harder on what to do to be able to rise up from where we are. We have a great constitution. We should be having at least 1/3 women all round, from cabinet to all other positions, but that is not the case. We should be having legislation that helps us. And I heard, it is Shebesh who asked, where is the fire? Fire comes from within. It has to be there. It cannot be injected. So as women, the question we must ask is, what will be your contribution at the end of it to improving the lot of women? What will be your contribution to increasing the numbers, to bringing up many, and to ensuring that the political parties and the political leadership acknowledges the contribution of women? This sharing will encourage people in more than one way. And as I finish, I want to say Millie is a woman of courage. She has braved many fights. She's also a woman of principle. She goes by what she believes in, and she has the courage to even stand alone when it requires her to stand alone. And that doesn't mean she is not a team player, but there are times one has to stand by their conscience. Millie, I want to say that this book, I know will not be your last. Life experiences can never be in one book. It is a collection of the stories or the experiences you find that you want to include in that book. So write many others, write many other volumes so that we can be able to read and follow what is happening. Mentorship is not about age. You will find that you're mentoring people older than you, people younger than you. It's also a sharing of knowledge. It's an affirmation of the things you know. When you hear somebody else has been doing them or is going through them, You feel affirmed, you feel encouraged, you feel inspired. For women, and for most women, being good, in quotes, in other words, conforming. When Millie talks of bad girl, it's about conforming and not conforming. To do your work effectively, you have to get outside of the box. And therefore, let us all agree that if we have to be bad in order to do our jobs, then for me, I always say, let me be very bad, but let me be effective in what I do. So well done, Millie, for being a bad girl. You are an inspiration to many, and there are many women who are bad girls, although not celebrated. We join you in being bad girls to do the best that we can. And with those very many remarks, let us celebrate Millie for launching this very provocative book with the title, Rig or Be Rigged. It's a question mark, yeah. Rig or Be Rigged. It's a provocative title which makes you want to find out. It's a book worth reading. And for those who support schools, this is a book worth buying for schools to help mentor young girls, to help mentor upcoming leaders in schools. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations. And now, maybe it's time for Millie. Do you want me to come down first? I had been prepped to remain. I had been